From 2025 to 2032, we're not entering a future. We are unlocking a memory. Emily Cooper brings forth a message from the Z's that what's coming next isn't linear change, but dimensional emergence. Earth is undergoing a multi-phase transformation, not just physically, but consciously. These years are not a prediction, they are an invitation. What unfolds next will challenge old logic and reveal a truth we've always carried in our bones. In this script, Emily unpacks 18 energetic markers of what's already unfolding, how to move with it, and what it means to be human in an age of quantum remembrance. The intelligence grid beneath reality is activating. Emily explains that beneath everything we perceive as solid, matter, events, even choices, there lies an intelligence grid, a network of conscious design once forgotten but now reawakening. This grid doesn't communicate in language or symbol. It speaks through synchronicity, pattern, and precise resonance. And in 2025, the pulse of this network will grow unmistakable for those tuned in. You might start noticing repeating sequences, unlikely timing, or coincidences that seem orchestrated. Emily emphasizes that these are not random. They're the grid's way of making contact. Not to control your life, but to realign it with the larger harmonic of Earth's evolution. It's less about following a path and more about feeling the pull of a deeper current beneath your everyday choices. The grid is alive. It remembers every soul contract, every seed of potential. As it activates, those attuned to its rhythm will begin making decisions not through logic, but through knowing. Emily reminds us that this isn't new. It's ancient. It's the real blueprint that modern systems buried. But now, that blueprint is lighting up thread by thread, and you're not just walking on it. You're encoded into it. Reality will be customized by frequency matching. The world you experience isn't just made of what you see. It's shaped by what you resonate with. Emily shares that beginning in 2025, reality will increasingly mirror your frequency. Not metaphorically, but literally. Your personal vibration will determine not just your mood or energy, but the actual events, people, and outcomes that populate your daily life. You'll notice that your reality bends based on emotional tone. When you're in fear, the world seems to glitch, people misunderstand you, delays multiply. When you're centered, even the smallest actions feel magnetic. Emily calls this the frequency mirror effect, and it will be the primary mechanism of manifestation over the next 7 years. This isn't about faking positivity or forcing optimism. It's about authentic coherence. When your inner world is aligned, your outer world aligns with it effortlessly. Emily explains that this is why emotional self-awareness will become more powerful than any external system. You won't have to manipulate outcomes. You'll attract new realities by simply vibrating at their level. That's not magic. It's quantum design. Global truth shifts will begin at the micro level. In the coming transformation, the global won't change first, the personal will. Emily reveals that the Z's emphasize this. Big shifts begin in small, private places. The conversations we have in our living rooms, the thoughts we entertain in silence, and the feelings we choose to heal are where planetary transformation actually begins. You might think world events are dictated by politics or systems, but Emily says the true power sits in your daily vibration. Every moment you choose compassion over reaction, clarity over noise, or alignment over chaos, you're sending signals into the collective field. These signals are not lost. They're recorded into the grid and amplified. The Z's teach that global change won't drop from above. It will rise from within. The future is built through micro-realities, which are your inner responses manifested into shared timelines. Emily encourages you to stop underestimating your subtle shifts. They're not private. They're foundational to the new Earth. Revolution starts in how you think about everything small. The great resynchronization begins with breath. Emily shares that the Z's refer to 2025 as the year of the great resynchronization, a multidimensional recalibration of Earth's rhythm and humanity's nervous system. And it doesn't begin with action. It begins with something far simpler: your breath. The way you breathe in the next 7 years will determine how you move through them. Breath will no longer be just a biological process. It will become an alignment tool. You'll notice that certain truths can only land when you're calm. Some decisions will become clear only after deep exhalation. Emily says that through breath, we entrain with the planetary field again, heart to earth, body to time, soul to timeline. This resynchronization won't be scheduled or announced. It will happen when you pause before reacting, when you inhale with intention, when you sit quietly instead of panicking. Emily emphasizes that the future won't require speed. It will require precision, and that precision starts with a conscious breath. It's not breathwork. It's timeline navigation through internal rhythm. Memory is becoming multidimensional. The past is no longer behind you. Emily shares that the Z's are showing a shift in how memory operates, a transition from linear recall to multidimensional access. You'll begin to remember things you never consciously lived. You'll have flashes of other versions of yourself, some from this life, some from parallel ones. These are not fantasies. They're memory upgrades. You might suddenly recall a childhood moment that never happened, or meet someone and instantly remember them from a life you've never known. Emily explains that time isn't breaking, it's blooming. The lines between your incarnations are becoming more porous, allowing you to gather wisdom across dimensions in real time. This expansion of memory isn't just to mystify you, it's to equip you. Your soul has stored lifetimes of training, and now those files are being unlocked because Earth needs them. Emily says this is why some people feel overwhelmed. They're not just carrying one timeline's memory anymore. They're becoming libraries of frequency, meant to guide this next chapter with depth, not just experience. Internal polarity will determine outer safety. In the years ahead, protection will not come from borders, alarms, or security systems, but from energetic polarity. Emily shares that the Z's are clear: those who maintain internal coherence, a balance of clarity, neutrality, and grounded emotion, will move through external chaos untouched. Safety becomes less about what's around you and more about what's being emitted from within you. You'll begin to observe that individuals with emotional turbulence attract turbulence. Meanwhile, those anchored in their center seem to flow past crisis zones without explanation. Emily explains this as vibrational positioning. Your inner alignment repels incoherent energy before it ever manifests as threat, not by force, but by frequency mismatch. This doesn't mean bypassing fear or pretending to be calm. It means transmuting polarity within yourself so there's nothing left for external chaos to hook onto. Emily reminds us that your inner world is the stabilizer of your timeline. When coherence is your default, protection is automatic, not reactive. The safest people will not be the most defended, they'll be the most integrated. The human voice will evolve into a healing instrument. What if every word you spoke carried medicine? Emily shares that from 2025 onward, the Z's say the human voice will undergo a profound shift. No longer just a tool for expression, it becomes an instrument of frequency transmission, emitting resonance that either uplifts or distorts, harmonizes or fragments. Speaking becomes energetic service. You'll begin to feel it. Certain voices will calm you instantly. Others will spark anxiety without explanation. This is not tone or volume, it's coherence. Emily explains that words will start being felt before they are heard. Your vocal field becomes a vibrational broadcast of your internal reality. And when that reality is clear, the voice becomes a healing field. People will follow presence more than rhetoric. Leaders won't need charisma. They'll need clarity. Emily says that even casual conversations will carry transformative energy. Those who speak from soul will trigger remembrance in others. Your voice becomes a frequency wand, sculpting reality in real time, not through content, but through resonance. Emotional detachment will be a survival superpower. In an era of rapid change and emotional overload, detachment will no longer be a luxury. It will become essential. Emily reveals that the Z's describe this as sacred neutrality. Not numbness, not indifference, but the ability to witness reality without merging with it. This will be one of the most critical inner technologies from 2025 to 2032. The world may try to pull you into reaction. Every headline, every conversation, every energetic spike. But Emily teaches that your power won't come from controlling outcomes. It will come from mastering non-reaction. Those who detach with grace will conserve energy, move faster, and see more clearly. Detachment creates space for right action instead of reflex. This doesn't mean ignoring the world. It means holding it with energetic precision. To see without collapsing. To care without carrying. To act without over-identifying. Emily explains that this kind of detachment is a quantum filter. It keeps the noise out while letting the signals in. It's not cold, it's strategic, and it will define the new human's ability to thrive amidst collective flux. Thought will no longer originate in the brain. For centuries, we've believed thought starts in the mind. But Emily shares the Z's are revealing a radical shift. True thought no longer originates in the brain. Instead, it rises from the field, the energetic space around your body where your soul stores data, codes, and memories far beyond your current lifetime. You may begin to notice thoughts that feel foreign yet deeply true, insights that drop in from nowhere, or solutions that bypass logic completely. Emily explains that this is the transition from local mind to field mind. You're not thinking in isolation anymore. You're streaming intelligence from a shared quantum layer of consciousness. This changes how we create, relate, and decide. The goal is no longer to think harder, but to tune in better. Emily says the thinkers of tomorrow will be less analytical, more attuned. They will know how to enter coherence, silence the static, and allow thought to arrive, not from memory, but from the multidimensional present. And this will change everything. Spiritual discernment will replace external validation. For too long, humanity has relied on teachers, systems, and approval to feel certain. But Emily shares that from 2025 onward, the Z's say this paradigm will reverse. Spiritual discernment, your soul's quiet yes or no, will replace the need for permission from outside sources. Truth won't be proven. It will be felt instantly, deeply, and clearly. This is a radical shift. You'll begin to notice that even expert advice or popular opinion feels empty unless it aligns with something deeper within. Emily calls this soul congruence. You may not be able to explain why something feels off, but that feeling will be all you need. Validation will become internalized, and clarity will replace consensus. This isn't about rejecting guidance, it's about activating sovereignty. Emily emphasizes that spiritual maturity comes when you stop outsourcing your knowing. You'll start trusting your body, your dreams, your stillness, your discomfort. These will become your new compass. The future belongs not to those with the loudest platform, but to those with the deepest personal resonance. Discernment will become the most valuable spiritual skill of this decade, not because the world is dark, but because the light is now subtle, multidimensional, and personal. Emily reminds us, when you trust your inner yes and your sacred no, you're no longer waiting to be told what's true. You're living it in every breath. Earth's core will begin emitting patterned frequencies. Beneath the crust of the planet lies a core that is not just physical, but sentient. Emily shares that the Z's have shown her a vision of 2025 as the point when Earth's core begins to emit structured, intelligent frequencies again. Not seismic shifts, but vibrational pulses designed to awaken encoded knowledge within humanity. You might start to feel this in your bones, literally. Certain places may suddenly feel alive to you. Meditation may bring sensations of movement through your spine or inner rhythms sensing with something deeper. Emily calls this the planetary heartbeat, and those tuned to it will begin living in exquisite alignment with Earth's intention. This isn't just for mystics. Farmers, artists, children, and elders alike will start responding to these pulses. The Earth won't speak in words, but in memory activations. Julia explains that we are each walking storage units of forgotten technologies, and the core's frequencies are the key to unlocking them. Think less about data, and more about deep feeling patterns. As these frequencies rise, our relationship with Earth will change. She won't be a background, she'll be an interactive being. Emily reminds us that we're not just here to live on Earth. We're here to live with her, in communication, in rhythm, in partnership. And the first whisper of that conversation will start beneath our feet. Time loops will reveal past lives in real time. Time is not linear. It's circular, recursive, and sometimes loopy. Emily explains that over the next several years, many will begin experiencing moments that feel eerily familiar, not from this life, but from past ones. The Z's describe this as the return of real-time karmic echoes. Past life timelines are no longer hidden, they are merging with the present. You may walk into a building and feel déjà vu that brings tears. You may meet a stranger and know them instantly. Or you may find yourself in a situation that feels like a test you failed before, but this time you respond differently. Emily says this isn't imagination. It's integration. The loops are closing so evolution can complete. These moments are sacred. They offer the chance to rewrite karmic patterns not through analysis, but through presence. Emily explains that you don't need to remember your past lives to heal them. You just need to notice where your soul reacts as if it's been here before. And when you choose alignment now, you free the past itself. Time loops aren't glitches, they're invitations. The past shows up not to trap you, but to be transformed by your current awareness. Emily reminds us, you're not just healing your lineage, you're liberating the future by resolving the echoes of yesterday, right now. The human aura will shift into an interactive field. Most people think of the aura as a bubble of energy, passive, glowing, distant. But Emily shares that in the coming years, your aura will evolve into an interactive intelligence. No longer just reflecting your state, it will become a field that communicates, protects, and even guides in real time. You may notice that people feel your mood before you speak, or that your energy repels certain situations without your conscious involvement. Emily calls this the smart aura. It processes subtle data faster than your mind and adjusts your frequency field for coherence. It begins behaving more like a second consciousness, working in harmony with your soul's trajectory. This change makes embodiment more important than ever. Because the aura is not something separate, it is your extended nervous system. The more balanced you are, the more your aura becomes a transmitter of peace, clarity, and guidance. Emily teaches that those who cultivate inner harmony will begin moving through life as stabilizers for collective fields. And just like language, your aura will start conversing with others silently, through sensation, warmth, or repulsion. Emily reminds us, your energy is speaking for you whether you know it or not. In the new earth, your aura will no longer be something mystical. It will become your most trusted navigation tool. Leadership will shift from power to transparency. Emily reveals that the Z's have made a powerful observation about the future. Leadership is shifting away from control and into transparency. No longer will the world follow those who dominate or impress. It will follow those who radiate clarity without needing applause. Authenticity, not authority, will define the next era of influence. We'll begin to see this in subtle but undeniable ways. People will gravitate toward leaders who show their flaws, ask better questions, and hold space without forcing answers. Emily says this isn't about being soft, it's about being energetically available. True leaders will no longer say, "Follow me." They'll say, "Walk beside me." The old structures of hierarchy will start to feel heavy, outdated, and even energetically incompatible. In their place, networks will form, woven from trust, resonance, and shared inner alignment. Emily explains that leadership won't be about directing movements, it will be about amplifying coherence. The new leaders won't rise by climbing. They'll emerge by standing still in truth. This new transparency isn't about oversharing. It's about carrying such embodied integrity that nothing needs to be hidden. The presence alone speaks louder than instruction. Emily reminds us, when your field is clear, you don't need a microphone. Your soul becomes the message. That is the kind of leader the future is calling forward now. Unseen beings will be felt more than seen. From 2025 onward, interdimensional contact will shift from spectacle to subtlety. Emily shares that the Z's predict humans will begin to feel non-physical presences more clearly than ever, but not through flashing lights or visions. Contact will come through vibration, pressure shifts, emotional waves, and inner knowing that defies logic. You might feel a presence enter a room without seeing a thing, or sense comfort during meditation as if someone is sitting beside you. Emily calls this energetic witnessing. It's not about ghosts or aliens. It's about benevolent consciousness coexisting with us on frequencies just beyond the visible light spectrum. This subtle connection will train us to trust energetic language again. These beings don't knock on doors, they knock on your field. And when your energy is open, grounded, and aligned, you begin to receive messages, images, or impulses that feel like they've come from beyond, but land like home. Emily says this will be especially true in dreams and moments of silence. These beings are not here to save us. They are here to support those already doing the inner work. Emily reminds us that as your perception refines, the unseen becomes undeniably felt. You'll stop needing proof. You'll start sensing presence. That's not superstition, it's evolution. This energetic sensitivity will refine over time. Emily shares that you'll begin to distinguish between types of beings, not by appearance, but by the signature they carry. Some may feel ancient and grounding, others expansive and starborn. You won't need names or labels. Your body will act as a tuning fork, resonating with presences that align with your frequency and purpose in each moment. Collective energy fields will create conscious zones. In the coming years, certain regions of the planet will begin to feel different, not because of architecture or geography, but because of the collective coherence of those who inhabit them. Emily shares that the Z's refer to these as conscious zones, places where the frequency field has become so elevated it begins to bend time, attract synchronicity, and accelerate healing. You may visit a small town, a cafe, a retreat center, and feel instant peace. Your thoughts quiet, your breath deepens, and ideas arrive effortlessly. This isn't magic. It's the result of people living in resonance, care, and alignment. Emily explains that these places act like holographic portals. What you experience there, you carry home in your field. These zones won't be limited to spiritual communities. They'll emerge in cities, schools, neighborhoods, anywhere enough humans gather with intention and presence. Emily says the earth itself responds to this coherence, amplifying the vibration and anchoring new templates for others to access. In this way, healing becomes nonlinear and location-based. You don't always need to fix yourself. You may just need to stand in a higher field. Emily reminds us that where two or more coherent hearts meet, a new earth node is born, and these will be the sacred spaces of the future. Imagination will become a tool of quantum travel. Imagination has been misunderstood as fantasy or fiction, but Emily reveals that the Z's consider imagination a vehicle for interdimensional movement. From 2025 on, people will begin accessing places, timelines, and truths, not by physical travel, but by entering deeply focused inner states powered by imagination aligned with frequency. You might visualize a forest and suddenly feel your body shift, or imagine speaking to a guide and receive real insight. Emily calls this quantum mapping, where the mind opens gateways to realms that are not metaphorical, but actual. The difference? You don't need roads. You need resonance. This kind of travel won't be escapism. It will be integration. Julia explains that the imagination is where spiritual memory meets current awareness. When used intentionally, it becomes a tool for inner reprogramming, creative downloads, and even deep soul healing. What you imagine begins to alter what you magnetize. The world will slowly learn that imagination isn't childish, it's multidimensional access. Emily reminds us, what you vividly see and emotionally believe becomes energetically real. And when that energy aligns with your soul path, reality begins to shift, not later, but now. Emily explains that the more vividly and emotionally you engage your imagination, the more your neural and energetic pathways adapt to it, until imagination and memory begin to blend. What you once believed to be just a vision starts influencing your physical world. People show up. Opportunities align. Healing accelerates. It's not coincidence. It's quantum reality responding to your conscious navigation. You will not predict the future. You'll remember it. Prophecy will soon be replaced by memory. Emily shares that the Z's are teaching this. You don't see the future. You remember it. Because your soul has already seen the template. You're not guessing what's next. You're recognizing what's already encoded in your field. You may feel this as a strange certainty about a path you haven't taken yet, a deep familiarity with decisions you haven't made, or a vision that comes not with effort, but with peace. Emily explains that this is soul recall, pulling information from the part of you that already exists beyond time. This doesn't mean life becomes rigid. It means it becomes clearer. Your job is not to figure everything out. It's to listen inward with enough stillness to hear what's already known. Emily urges us to trust the whispers, the nudges, the intuitive flashes, because the mind analyzes, but the soul remembers. So the question is not, what's coming next? The question is, can I stay still long enough to feel what I already know? Emily reminds us, the future is not a riddle to solve. It's a memory surfacing right now. And the more present you are, the more it becomes undeniably real. As more souls awaken to this remembrance, a collective web of intuitive foresight begins to form. Emily shares that this is how group prophecy will evolve, not through predictions, but through shared soul recall. Entire communities may begin dreaming the same visions, sensing the same direction. The future, then, isn't a mystery. It's a returning truth that many of us are simply remembering together. And in this remembrance, fear begins to dissolve. Emily explains that when you remember the future, not as fate, but as familiar truth, you stop bracing for what's coming and start aligning with it. The nervous system calms. Decisions become fluid. You trust the unfolding not because you're certain of outcomes, but because your soul has already walked these steps. This is what makes the remembered future so powerful. It doesn't demand control. It invites participation.